Dobra, no to wróćmy teraz do Barnesa i jego księgarni, biblioteki. Jestem ciekaw, czy uda nam się tym razem z nim porozmawiać, no bo już mamy więcej informacji.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
The Strand z 28 września 1882. Eksplozja saletry zatrzęsła dokami. Osoby przebywające w zeszłej nocy w porcie londyńskim zostały wyrwane z błogiego odpoczynku przez głośne wybuchy i czerwony dym zakłócający ich spokój. Statek handlowy Moskwa, który zacumował przy molo N3 wczesnym wieczorem i miał w planach płynąć do Europy, stanął w płomieniach po kilku eksplozjach z rzędu. Władze portu nie skomentowały jeszcze sprawy. Nie wiadomo także, czy na pokładzie znajdowali się członkowie załogi. Naoczni świadkowie twierdzą, że widzieli, jak do rzeki wylewa się saletra, ale obszar został zamknięty dla robotników i szerokiej publiki. Wygląda na to, że na pełen obraz sytuacji będziemy musieli jeszcze zaczekać.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
No dobra. Cóż teraz?
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
No dobra, to wychodzimy.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition, and that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career, but...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Usiadłeś Stenwicka. Dobrze, no to chyba trzeba iść tędy. Nowa sprawa i nowa osoba,
Not much further now.
którą poznamy. Tutaj już jest brama otwarta. Policjant.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Nowa lokacja do zbadania. Dobrze. Czyli co? Nie tędy? Którędy?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Okej, gdzie jest ta jego szopa? Za domem zapewne. Okej. Dobra, widzimy tą szopę. Ciekawe. Koncentrowanie się pomaga wychwycić szczegóły dotyczące otaczającego nas świata. Gdy zobaczysz falujący zielony krąg, wciśnij RB. Hej. Co?
Who could have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
Aha, dobra. Wejdźmy do środka. Zaraz tutaj zbadamy co niektóre rzeczy. Najpierw to. Okej, 2 elementy, czyli najpierw ten kawałek materiału tutaj.
A scrap of Hessian.
Skrawek juty. Dobra, i co jeszcze? A,
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
no dobra. Co dalej?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
No właśnie, ktoś tu uderzył się głową. Natomiast... Cóż jeszcze tutaj znajdziemy? Kosa, jakieś materiały... Aha,
A small navy spyglass.
luneta marynarska. Sherlock potrafi wykorzystywać swoją wyobraźnię, aby rekonstruować przeszłość. Naciśnij RB, aby zobaczyć fragmenty wyobrażenia. Interakcje z jednym z nich. O. Ten? Okej. Dobra, na razie. Wow, a to co?
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
Tutaj jakiś flet,
Clothes
tutaj
made of hessian.
ubrania.
Is Stenwick really so miserly?
Co my tutaj jeszcze mamy? O, właśnie. Tu jest kość.
Button chops. The remains of a meal.
A to? Jest jakiś dziwny kamień.
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Okej, narkotyk. A tutaj?
The ashes are long since cold.
No dobrze, natomiast...
No air coming through it.
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
Aha, okej, dobra. To jest bardzo interesujące. Okej, to...
Is
Jeszcze.
this a tanifa, a Maori water spoon, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills. Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Dobrze, postaraj się zachować grzeczność. Nie ma problemu, zachowamy grzeczność. Jeszcze tylko sprawdzimy tutaj, bo tu jest skrótka.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Okej, no to tyle też się dowiedzieliśmy. Zamek o niezwykłym otworze. To co, wrócimy teraz do naszego kolegi i porozmawiamy z nim. Jest tutaj, czy go nie ma? Nie, no stoi, czeka. Tak jest.
Where on earth are you going with this?
Aha, okej.
I thought you were meant to be intelligent. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Zbadać ogród.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
No dobra. Pytanie teraz.
Why are you still here?
Pytanie teraz tak. Jedna rzecz. Może dokąd prowadzi ślad Kimhi? Chyba nie. No dobra. Jeszcze musimy zbadać kilka rzeczy, natomiast to musi być...
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Dobrze, dobrze. Jednak jeszcze trzeba się cofnąć i zbadać dokładniej to miejsce. O, proszę, coś tutaj jest. Aha.
Looks like a knee print.
Odcisk kolana. Jeszcze zanim tu skończymy, to na pewno tak, to.
Chewing tobacco.
Tytoń do rzucia.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Bardzo interesujące. Okej.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Czy jesteśmy jeszcze coś w stanie tutaj zrobić w tym miejscu? Bo chyba nie wszystko zostało sprawdzone, tak mi się coś wydaje. Nawet jeżeli chcielibyśmy tutaj...
Is this a Tanifa, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Okej. Spróbujmy może jednak, bo teraz mamy tutaj różne rzeczy i elementy, natomiast czy uda nam się znowu coś połączyć? Okej, czyli tak, to i może to. Nie. A więc brakuje nam cały czas jakiegoś elementu niebieskiego, żeby połączyć te fakty. No dobra. Czyli musimy... Ochroniarz skandynawskiej księżniczki zwiedzał Londyn po służbie, ale nie wrócił z nocnego. Policja broni obecnie poszukiwania. No dobra. Coś mi powiesz?
This
Nie.
disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail.
Wiecie co, no jakby... Dobra, tutaj przeszukaliśmy wszystko. Coś się dowiedzieliśmy, mamy jakieś ślady. No to wróćmy do niego. Może nam coś jednak powie.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Okej. A tytoń?
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimihir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
Aha. No tak, ale czy te resztki tytoniu i szopa? Nie. A to bardzo interesujące. To cały czas jednak brakuje nam jakichś wskazówek. I co
This
teraz?
disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Bardzo interesujące, a może jednak... Aha! Proszę bardzo.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Zatkany komin. I właśnie, może teraz... Okej. Dobra, był zatkany komin, ale czy coś, do czegoś mnie to doprowadzi? Raczej nie. No okej, poszukajmy kolejnych wskazówek. Tu mamy na pewno jakieś wskazówki. Równoległe ślady. No i koła. Natomiast... nie wiem, czemu to miałoby służyć na razie. Natomiast... zamek o niezwykłym otworze. O, i tutaj są klucze. Okej. Zamek o niezwykłym otworze. Dobra. Aha, dobra. Pytanie teraz. Gdzie się znajduje ten... gdzie się znajduje ten klucz, bo akurat... A, tutaj muszę iść. Dobra, no to może się czegoś dowiem. Otwierał. No na pewno otwierał, ale... Okej, ślady w ogrodzie. W ogrodzie widać świeże, równoległe ślady. Jak właśnie to jest to. Natomiast, o właśnie. Tu też są. Podobne ślady znajdują się przy szopie. Okej, ale jeszcze tutaj coś jest.
Someone moved a
upadł.
cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Aha, nie widzę go nigdzie w ogrodzie. Dobra, przejrzyjmy to. Sprawdź poprawność. Okej, jedno jest źle. To trzecie, czyli... nie to. Któreś trzeba poprawić. Czyżby tamto. No dobra, no to poprawimy i miejmy nadzieję, że będzie ok. Teraz? Nie. Dobra, no to teraz.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
No i wszystko złożyło się w całość. Dalsze przygody Sherlocka Holmesa będziemy kontynuować już w następnym odcinku. Słuchajcie, jeśli podoba wam się ta gra, zostawcie łapkę w górę pod tym filmem, zostawcie również subskrypcję i dzwoneczek, żeby wiedzieć o każdym nowym filmie i o każdej nowej serii. Możecie też wspierać mój kanał, link do Patronite'a jest w opisie tego filmu, a my słyszymy się w kolejnym odcinku. Trzymajcie się, na razie.